What if I told you that the very medications keeping you alive could be slowly starving your body? A 2022 study from Johns Hopkins tracked 4,000 seniors taking common prescriptions. The results? Shocking. Within just 18 months, 67% developed nutrient deficiencies they didn't have before starting their medications. But here's what disturbed researchers most. None of these patients were warned. Their doctors never mentioned it. Their pharmacists never flagged it. And the side effects they experienced, the fatigue, the muscle weakness, the brain fog, weren't treated as nutrient depletion. They were treated as getting old. Right now, if you're over 50 and taking medications, and statistically, that's 9 out of 10 of you, your body is likely fighting a silent war. Here's what most doctors won't tell you. Pharmaceutical companies are required to list side effects: nausea, dizziness, dry mouth, but they're not required to disclose nutrient depletion. It's not legally classified as a side effect, and this is crucial. We're not talking about rare medications. We're talking about the prescriptions sitting in your medicine cabinet right now: blood pressure medications, cholesterol drugs, diabetes treatments, acid reducers, even aspirin. Columbia University researchers found that the average American over 65 takes 4-5 prescription medications daily, each one potentially depleting critical nutrients, compounding, overlapping, creating cascading deficiencies your annual blood work might not even detect. But here's the fascinating part. Your medications work by blocking or altering biological processes. That's their job. But those same processes are often responsible for absorbing, activating, or transporting nutrients. Let me give you a perfect example. Metformin, the most prescribed diabetes medication in the world. Over 90 million Americans take it. It works brilliantly at controlling blood sugar. But here's what happens beneath the surface. Metformin interferes with your gut's ability to absorb vitamin B12. Now, B12 is essential for nerve function, DNA synthesis, and red blood cell production. Without enough, you develop peripheral neuropathy, numbness, and tingling in your hands and feet. Sound familiar? That's already a symptom of diabetes. So here's the tragedy. Diabetics on metformin start experiencing worsening neuropathy. Their doctor increases their diabetes medication or adds another drug. The real problem? B12 deficiency, completely preventable, rarely addressed. A study from the American Diabetes Association found that after just 4 years on metformin, B12 deficiency rates jumped to 30%. 4 years. Yet routine B12 monitoring for metformin patients? Not standard practice in most medical systems. And metformin is just one drug. Wait until you hear what blood pressure medications do. If you're taking a diuretic for blood pressure, drugs like hydrochlorothiazide or furosemide, here's what's happening right now in your body. These medications work by making you urinate more. Excess fluid leaves your system. Your blood pressure drops. Problem solved, right? Not quite. When you urinate more frequently, you don't just lose water. You lose water-soluble nutrients: potassium, magnesium, calcium, zinc, vitamin B1. And this is where it gets dangerous. Magnesium is responsible for over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body. It regulates heart rhythm, supports muscle function, and maintains bone density. Low magnesium, you develop heart arrhythmias, muscle cramps, and osteoporosis. Here's the cruel irony. You're taking medication to protect your heart while depleting the very mineral your heart needs to beat properly. A Cleveland Clinic study found that 38% of patients on long-term diuretics develop clinically significant magnesium deficiency. The symptoms? Fatigue, weakness, irregular heartbeat, muscle spasms. But here's the part no one talks about. These symptoms get dismissed as aging or your condition getting worse. So what happens? Your doctor increases your medication dosage, the depletion accelerates, the cycle deepens. And if you're also taking a statin for cholesterol, which 45% of Americans over 65 are, you're facing an entirely different nutritional crisis. In a moment, I'll show you what statins steal from your cells and why it explains the muscle pain millions of people suffer in silence. Statins, Lipitor, Crestor, Zocor are among the most prescribed medications on Earth. They save lives by lowering cholesterol and preventing heart attacks. But they come with a hidden cost. Statins work by blocking an enzyme called HMG-CoA reductase. This enzyme produces cholesterol. Block it, cholesterol drops. Simple. But here's what medical schools barely emphasize. That same enzyme is responsible for producing coenzyme Q10, CoQ10. CoQ10 is the spark plug of your cells. It's essential for energy production in your mitochondria, the powerhouses inside every cell. Your heart, which beats 100,000 times a day, has the highest concentration of mitochondria in your body. It needs massive amounts of CoQ10. Statins cut CoQ10 production by up to 40%. What happens next? Muscle pain, fatigue, exercise intolerance, memory problems, and in severe cases, though rare, rhabdomyolysis, where muscle tissue breaks down and can cause kidney failure. A meta-analysis published in the Journal of Clinical Lipidology found that up to 29% of statin users experience muscle-related side effects. Some quit the medication entirely, even though it's protecting them from heart disease. But what happens next is even more alarming. Here's where this gets truly frightening. These deficiencies don't exist in isolation. They interact. They amplify each other. Let me paint you a picture. You're 68. You take a diuretic for blood pressure, a statin for cholesterol, metformin for prediabetes, and a PPI, a proton pump inhibitor like Prilosec for acid reflux. Your diuretic depletes magnesium and potassium. Your statin depletes CoQ10. Your metformin depletes B12. Your PPI blocks calcium, magnesium, and B12 absorption even further. Now your heart rhythm is irregular from low magnesium and CoQ10. Your muscles are weak. Your bones are thinning from calcium depletion. You're exhausted from B12 deficiency. You're experiencing nerve pain, brain fog, depression. You go to your doctor, more tests, more medications, antidepressants for mood, pain medication for neuropathy, bone density drugs for osteoporosis, each new medication potentially depleting more nutrients. A frightening study from the University of Michigan found that seniors taking 5 or more medications, called polypharmacy, have a 91% chance of having at least one significant nutrient deficiency. 91%. But here's what gives me hope. This isn't a death sentence. And I'm not telling you to stop your medications. These drugs save lives. They've added decades to human lifespan. But awareness changes everything. First, talk to your doctor or pharmacist about drug-nutrient interactions. Ask specifically, what nutrients does this medication deplete? Second, consider targeted supplementation. If you're on metformin, supplement B12, ideally the methylcobalamin form. On statins, add CoQ10, 100 to 200 milligrams daily. On diuretics, magnesium and potassium-rich foods or supplements under medical supervision. Third, request the right blood tests. Standard panels miss most deficiencies. Ask for serum, B12, RBC magnesium, 25-hydroxy vitamin D, and CoQ10 levels if you're on statins. And this is crucial. Timing matters. Some nutrients interact with medications. Calcium can interfere with thyroid medication. Magnesium can reduce antibiotic absorption. Take supplements 2 to 4 hours apart from medications unless directed otherwise by your healthcare provider. The Linus Pauling Institute at Oregon State University maintains a free, publicly accessible database of drug-nutrient interactions. It's searchable by medication name. Here's the truth. Modern medicine has given us an extra 20 to 30 years of life compared to our grandparents. These medications work. They're miraculous. But longevity without vitality is a hollow victory. You deserve to feel strong, energetic, and mentally sharp in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. You deserve to thrive, not just survive. The medication in your cabinet isn't the enemy. Ignorance is. So here's my challenge. Before you go to bed tonight, look up just one of your medications. Learn what it might be depleting. Have one conversation with your pharmacist this week, because the life you save might be the quality of your own. If this opened your eyes, share it with someone you love who's on medication. And if you want to dive deeper into how to optimize your health while on prescriptions, I'll see you in the next video.